Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 20th to the 31st, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And we're going to see here the time frame from December 20th to the 31st, 2023. So let's see, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels, oh, I like that. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. So we are crowned with the Chariot, and we then have the Five of Cups reversed. We have the Four of Wands in the upright position, which is absolutely beautiful. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming into play. We have the High Priestess, and then we have the Queen of Wands reversed. Now, we are represented by the Wands in the Minor Arcana and the Emperor in the Major Arcana. So when the Queen of Wands comes in reversed, Spirit is saying to us during this time, hey, listen, Aries, we can have a tendency to step on our own toes, to get in our own way. So just be mindful about this during this time, that you really let yourself shine. You let yourself move forward in your power, in your grace, in your beauty. That's going to be a really important thing. We can have a bit of a temper during this time when wand sign energy, fire sign energy is reversed. That's just par for the course. So do be mindful about this. From the 20th to the 31st, we can be putting a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we can tend to deal with our frustration by kind of blowing up like a volcano, calming down, then everything's great. But we've put that energy out, right? People have reacted to that energy, so we might not be able to go back to the calmness that we really want. So just be mindful about this during this time. We can also have a tendency not to look at our magic, not to look at our power and our passion, our determination, our insight, our focus. So that's also going to be a very big thing to do. The Chariot is taking the reins, and especially taking the reins of our emotions, what we love, what we want. This is also Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. If you have Cancer in your chart, if you have Cancers in your life, you will find that you learn a lot from them. Like, that part of your personality comes out a bit more. If you have Cancer in your chart, these people, if you have Cancers in your life, tend to say things that have a lasting impact, have a very, it's positive. You might not like this, Cancer, so just be mindful about this. Spirit doesn't really care where the lessons come from as long as you hear them. So during this time, you're going to be seeing you taking the reins, looking at things, kind of deciding, okay, do I want to move this way? Do I want to move that way? How do I want to move forward? The Five of Cups reverse is change your mind and change your life. We can be having a bit of a hard time during this time stepping out of the past, stepping out of hurts and pains and disappointments and upsets and angers that have shattered us in one way or another. That's the best way that Spirit is showing. It's here, if you can see, it's shattered cups on the ground, and Spirit just showed something dropping and shattering. Now, I don't know if somebody who's watching, if you're cleaning something up that you just dropped and shattered, but there is a very distinct imagery of that coming forward. So just be mindful during this time that we'll have a tendency to get so mad at ourselves, especially because our tempers are a little bit like raw into the surface, that we can get really mad at ourselves unjustly. It's like, okay, listen, you made a mistake. You can't change the past. You can move forward in the present. And the Four of Wands is passion and celebration and a sense of everything coming together. The Four of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's a wedding. And that is just simply always seen as a big celebration. There's something here that we are celebrating. We're moving towards the Ace of Pentacles, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe is handing us a gift of prosperity. Do we take it quite yet? No, not really. But we're deciding, we're discovering, we're seeing, where do we stand? What do I want? Like, what am I looking forward towards? Or what am I looking towards in my life? The High Priestess, the veil is being lifted from your eyes. You're looking at things very differently than you have looked at things before. So let's see what Spirit has to say during this time before we dive deep into the astrology. Well, maybe not deep, but cursory into the astrology of it all. And if you are interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowman in the comment box below. A winner will be chosen on the 1st of January and announced in a separate video. So do not be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box pretending to be me. It will not be me. So just be mindful about this. Also, if you're interested in purchasing a reading, my website, or a meditation or a healing, my website is in the description box below, daneharttarot.com. So let's see what the cards have to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is Inspire. you are going to be inspired during this time. There are going to be moments from the 20th to the 31st, you know, there are going to be moments astrologically that are really inspiring for us that we're going to look at and be like, oh, yeah, I got it. But there are going to be other moments where we find it hard to focus. We find it hard to step into our power. So it can feel like we move like a yo-yo, kind of in and out of inspiration, in and out of follow through, in and out of focus. But just know here, to be inspired, to follow what inspires you is going to be a very big part of this time and a very powerful thing for you. It's going to be a bit of a challenge because Spirit likes it that way. Spirit likes to show us a bit of a challenge, a bit of an intensity. Let's see here what the chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And here we have balance reverse. Now we can see that because our card is literally reversed. So we are out of balance with ourselves. The root chakra, grounding, stabilizing, really centering us is out of balance. And so here with the root chakra, there's a sense of how do I find my balance? How do I find my harmony? You might be saying that to yourself more and more. I just need some balance. Like I just need some harmony. I just need, some consistency in my life. And that's going to come through the root chakra. All right. So it's going to be very important if you meditate to meditate on the root chakra. But even if you don't meditate, to just start visualizing the energy in your root chakra not being stuck, because reversed means it's a bit blocked. So in your root chakra, like in your tailbone area, picture that energy flowing around you, like flowing through your body. And just doing that once or twice a day can be astoundingly beneficial. So yeah, give it a shot. Our subconscious energy, not subconscious, our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, right here is the Ace of Wands. Now, this is interesting because God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift just for us, Aries. Again, we are represented by the wands in the minor arcana, and so spirit is saying here, hey, listen, there's going to be a gift coming forward. It's reversed because we're reversed right here, right? Being mindful is kind of like the cards being reversed. And so here, it's like we have a trouble taking it. We have trouble embracing our passion, embracing our fire, embracing our determination, saying, this is what I need. We can be inspired by things that are very fly by night, that don't have the real kind of staying power. But we can think, oh, but that's what I'm supposed to be inspired by. That's how I'm supposed to be moving forward. And Spirit is saying here, stop trying to impress anybody. Your life is about living in your harmony. And if that means you live a quiet existence, then that means you live a quiet existence of joy, which I can tell you there's nothing quiet about that. Most people live a loud existence of discord and disharmony and chaos. So just be aware of this during this time. Now, I do know in my last videos we're up to the 15th of December, but to give myself a little bit more of a grace period because December has become a lot busier than I have intended, I will tell you the astrological information that will happen between the 16th and the 20th. So on the 16th, we have the Sun in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. So focus will be hard for us. All right. Imagination will be intense, and we can really find this draining. We can be unfocused, but really living in a dream world. So slowing it down is going to be a really good thing. Mercury in Capricorn trine Jupiter in Taurus is on the 18th of December, and big ideas come forward. I mean, like, we have really big ideas. We're going to have a tendency to look on the bright side of things, and that's actually really going to help us. We can take a different approach. We can sit there and say, well, why don't I try this? And why don't I try that? And why don't I look at things like this? Now, on the 20th of December, the moon is in Aries, squared Mercury in Capricorn. And it can be difficult, again, for us to focus. We need to give ourselves a break. We're going to really want to be pushing ourselves really, really hard. There's a tendency here that we're kind of fraying at the edges already. Like we have a bit of a temper on things. We're getting very frustrated with ourselves. If we don't do it perfect the first time, my gosh, our self-talk will be quite negative. So do be mindful about this during this time, that on the 20th, with the moon in Aries, squared Mercury in Capricorn, it's harder to focus and we can be mean to ourselves. So taking a break, stepping back, saying, you know what, I need to take the reins and I need to reel it in. That's going to be a very big thing for us, because with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Five of Cups reversed, we're having a hard time. We get stuck in the sense of, well, you messed up before. Remember 18 years ago when you failed at this, or when this went wrong, or when you did this. And it's like, who even cares? Like, who even cares? Who's going back that far? Be kind to yourself. because we're going to have a tendency to judge ourselves harshly during that time. Added to the stress of the holidays, added to the stress of life, it's not a good combo. So just be mindful. On the 21st of December, the sun enters into Capricorn. So we are ambitious, we are direct, we are goals oriented, and we become really focused on things. We become focused on our ambition and our direction, and being direct, being really kind of straightforward, straight shooting. During this time, we're going to even say, "Oh, I just kind of say it as it is," or I bring it forward as it is. So do be aware of this. Now, it is important to take time to align with what we really need on our path, where we really need to be, what we really desire for ourselves. So taking time, stepping back and saying, okay, where do I need to be? What's going on here? What do I want? What do I desire for myself? Now, yeah. So just being aware of this is going to be very important. Venus is in Scorpio, opposite Uranus in Taurus, also on the 21st. And here, tempers run high. There is a need to center ourselves, to say, what do I love? What do I want? What is guiding me? Where do I need to be? And that's coming in really as a gift. When tempers running high, yes, that's ourselves coming through. Once again, the Queen of Wands reversed, but the Ace of Pentacles is like, there's gifts here coming forward. There's prosperity, there's success, there's insight. And we're going to be looking at the seeds that we really want to plant, the way that we really want to move forward in what we desire. Now, on the 22nd, the sun is in Capricorn, conjunct, also on the 21st, I did forget, Mercury is in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. So we're more focused, and we have the sense of adventure. We want to use everything to our greatest advantage. We're aligning with our inner goals. It's like, okay, I can do this and I can move this forward. On the 22nd of December, the sun is in Capricorn, conjunct Mercury in Capricorn. And this is a great time to get things started. This is a great time to say, you know what? There's a celebration. I'm moving forward in a positive goal, in a positive way. Again, we are aligning with our greater gifts, what we desire, what we want, what we need. And for the next, 6 to 8 weeks, we can really see ourselves getting things done, moving things forward, being like, okay, yeah, I got this. I can move forward. I got this. I can move forward. And it can be just this great time to start the projects that we've always been kind of putting on the back burner. Now, on the 23rd of December, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarius, and we have these huge big dreams coming forward. I mean, Mercury in Sagittarius, moving out of Capricorn, where we want to be really, really practical. Now it's like, I have these huge dreams. I'm moving forward in what I desire. Our optimism can guide us, but we can also be a little bit lazy. Like, dream world is going to be so much more exciting than real world. So just be aware about that. And we can be a bit selfish because, again, we're falling into our dreams when what do we need for our dreams? Kind of like quiet and, to be alone with our thoughts and ourselves and say, what do I want? What's feeding my energy, my desire? So it can be harder to embrace the big picture, but we need to take a bit of time to say, what is the big picture? What is it that I desire? What is it that I want during this time? What is it that I'm entering into? What is it that's important to me? And that's going to be part of the high priestess. That's going to be part of the veil lifting from our eyes and us seeing, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is where I need to be. This is what I desire for myself. Oh, this makes sense. No, this doesn't make sense. And that's going to be a big deal. Now, on the 24th of December, the sun in Capricorn is sextile Saturn in Pisces. So focus on what needs to get done. Really seriously, this is going to be a time where we're like, oh, I got this. Oh, I got this. Oh, I can see this. So we need to focus on what needs to be done and be more disciplined with our time and with our energy for our plans and what we desire. And that's really our crowning energy once again of, the Chariot. Let me take the reins. Let me take the reins and move forward. And this is going to be really aligned right now, Aries, with, okay, what do I need to nurture in order for me to feel safe, for me to feel secure, for my family to be successful, or for me to be successful in what I love, my family, my friends, whomever it is that we're really needing to connect with. This is going to be a time where we take the reins and it's like, okay, how do I move this forward? On the 25th of December, Venus in Scorpio is trine Neptune in Pisces. Helping others out, it just feels good. It's very much that four of Wands energy, celebration, helping people out, kind of being much more caring, and very much also that Cancer energy, the Chariot energy coming in, that sense of, what do I care about? What do I desire? What do I love? Am I making time for this? Is this, something that is seen as important to other people by me? You're like, are people seeing that this is important to me? Because that's also going to be an important thing, that people don't see us as kind of disconnected during this time. On this day, it's going to be really important that we connect with people and people connect with us. It almost becomes spiritual. So just be aware of this. And it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to have on the 25th, on Christmas Day. So that's really quite cool. On the 27th of December, Mercury is in Sagittarius, squared Neptune in Pisces. Our mind can be foggy. It's just like, we can get into a little bit of a funk. We had a really great Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, but we're kind of in a little bit of a funk, a little bit of a, I don't know what's going on here. What do I want? What don't I want? So it can be hard for us to focus. Make sure that we ground ourselves. Like touching earth, going outside is going to be one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. Are we really going to be into it? No, we're going to kind of want to sit down, put on the television, kick up our feet, and be left alone. So that's going to be kind of the energy that we have. Leave me alone. I don't want to be a part of this anymore, or I don't want to partake in anything that we could even remotely see as nonsense. And yet those type of things that are a little bit silly, a little bit like, kind of, I don't know why I see silliness. Like it's kind of like something that you go like, oh my gosh, that's just ridiculous. Spirit is like, go and do it. Go and do it. Go have fun. If you can, let yourself embrace that energy. If you're at work and it's frustrating and it's hard to focus and you just don't feel like it, all right, break things down into small little tasks that can kind of leave you alone, but also have you see a sense of accomplishment. That's going to be a really great thing for this time. The sun in Capricorn is trine Jupiter in Taurus. We are much more independent and we need our freedom during this time. We just do. There is a sense of like kind of like that high priestess energy coming forward. I don't want everybody around me. I want to kind of go and discover and connect, quiet. That veil is being lifted from our eyes. And there is a real sense here of what do I need to do for me to open up the door to say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I desire for myself. On the 28th of December, okay, Mars is in Sagittarius, squared Neptune in Pisces, and our focus can be difficult during this time. Again, we just have that little bit of the blues energy coming, and especially if we are in the Northern Hemisphere and suffer from any seasonal blues, this would be a really great time to get yourself a sunlight, and just kind of take in that sunlight that you might be missing because it's gone by like 4 o'clock. So just being aware of this, that we can have a tendency during this time to see the negative, see where we've messed up, to berate ourselves. Oh my gosh, I can't believe, I never achieved those dreams. I never moved forward in that way. And we could be really, really mean because we know our weaknesses and we're just going to go for it. So here, stop it. Stop it during this time. We need to see things more clearly, be kind to ourselves, and give ourselves time. Give ourselves plenty of rest, kind of go to bed early, wake up late if you can. If you can't, I mean, of course, but be more connected, and it's also going to be a time where we need to work on our intuitive connection. There's almost a sense here of us being super intuitive and being super scared by it, and it just being all overwhelming. And all of a sudden we're feeling the emotions from here and we're seeing the past more clearly and we're doing this and we're doing that. And it's like, well, wait, no, thank you. I'm just done. And our circuits just go on overload, especially if we're empathic, psychic, a highly sensitive person, that's going to be something to be mindful of. The 29th of December is Venus entering into Sagittarius. This is a time, again, to be adventurous. We're just going to love to be adventurous during this time, to take the reins, to kind of be looking at things more deeply. We're going to be gregarious, open-hearted, more generous with our affection and our love. And we're not wanting any strings attached. We really want freedom during this time too. So just be aware of that. We're not really going to want to be pinned down for any reason. We're going to want to be able to explore and discover and have that sense of freedom. It doesn't mean that we have to, break up with anybody if we're in a relationship. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means on this day, we love to connect through love, but we also love to be very independent during this time, to have time for ourselves and to be able to say, okay, I'm pampering me. As much as I will love being with everybody else and the hugs and the kisses and, all that great stuff, I need time to really embrace my soul and myself and my greatest joys. Now, on the 30th, Jupiter is direct in Taurus. And this improves our finances. This can improve our finances. It doesn't have to. So just be aware of that. We have better resources. This can improve stability and security, and we can really find ourselves being more confident. That is something that, like, maybe we can be iffy if we have some confidence issues, but this is going to be a time where we really see, like, I can celebrate me. Like, I have a lot of great gifts coming forward. There is a lot of power, a lot of determination to who I am and what I want. And we are more focused on actions than introspections. We want to see things going. We want to see things becoming. And, this can be kind of side railed. So if you get to the 30th of December and you say, Dane, whoa, hold up. You said everything was going to be opening up. Well, we can maybe have to wait till the 1st of January. But if you're really solarly sensitive, you may have to wait the 3 weeks after the 1st of January, when Mercury comes out of retrograde and comes out of the post-shadow period, and then you'll see yourself like really kickstarted. It's like, oh wow, this energy of Jupiter going direct. Jupiter is the energy that rules Sagittarius. So if that's in your chart, that can be empowering. But Jupiter is the Roman name for Zeus. So there's a sense of power and determination and focus and insight, and just opening up the door to what we want and being like, yeah, I can get it. Yeah, I'm amplifying all my greatest strengths. But during this time, just remember, we can be a little bit harsh on ourselves. We can find ourselves being overstimulated for one reason or another and acting out, lashing out, kind of throwing temper tantrums just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be that anybody sees it, but we see it. We can be in our heads being like, I don't want to do this. I just want to, pull up the covers and go to sleep. I do this to myself. And it's like, well, you can't. You have your responsibilities, and this is what happens when you live. You kind of sign up for this, even if you thought, oh man, I didn't want to. So just be aware of that during this time. Show yourself grace, show yourself kindness, and let yourself sleep on things. Rest is going to be really important to you. Again, it's going to be one of the first things, Aries, that you throw out the window. You're going to be like, bye-bye, rest. I got this. I can just keep on going. And Spirit's like, slow it down, slow it down. And that's going to be a really big thing. Our subconscious spirit message is peace. Yeah, rest, peace, calming it down, centering ourselves, embracing what we love, saying, what is my peace and how am I following my peace, is going to be a very powerful, important, beautiful thing. Our subconscious chakra message is truth reverse. This is the throat chakra. And Spirit is saying here, embrace your truth. Speak your truth, embrace your truth. It's going to be hard. We're going to think, ooh, I don't want to say that. Or, ooh, no, that's, I'm just hearing unseemly for one reason or another. And we can really think, oh, you're not supposed to think that. Like, it's not supposed to be that. But if you're thinking it, let yourself be it. Like, okay, not if it's mean, not if it's cruel, not if you're coming from a place of hatred or anger or frustration or anything like that, but you can blow up. Remember, we are still in a Mercury retrograde. You can find things flying out of your mouth where, like, the back of your head, it's like, no, abort. Like, what are you doing? Don't do this. And you'll find yourself saying things where when you calm down, you're like, I just had a temper tantrum. Kind of like a little kid has a temper tantrum. Adults also have temper tantrums. We think we have to be perfect. Let's just be real. We seldom ever are. And it's just always doing our best. So embracing our truth, knowing that humming, singing, chanting is fantastic for the throat chakra. Fantastic for the throat chakra. If we're not going to do any of these things because we could be inhibited, humming is nice. You could do that very softly. But listening to music, listening to more classical music, I just seeing it more as energy vibration, or listening to singing bowl, listening to chanting, but participating in that chanting, participating in the music, like humming along to it, that can be highly beneficial. Or singing along to your favorite songs, that can be really great too. But just activating the vibrational energy of your vocal cords, of your throat. And if let's say we're mute, or we're having trouble with our throat for one reason or another, having a singing bowl, listening to the singing bowl, listening to other people chant, just even visualizing ourselves doing this, that can be highly beneficial. We don't have to do it. We can just visualize our energy doing this. That can be a really great thing. I'm also seeing Epsom salts in the bath, so take that as you may. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Ten of Swords reverse. Be mindful that we have taken on a lot, okay? We've taken in a lot, we're growing a lot, we're coming full circle with a lot of our thoughts, but we're going to go through a negative period. We are going to go through a period where we're very harsh on ourselves, negative to ourselves, kind of overwhelmed by things that have been going on. and we're being reborn. We're stepping out of the past negativity, hurts, pains, disappointments, stepping into what we desire, what we love, where we need to be for ourselves. But there's this painful period where a lot of our fears from the past, or our fears in general, can come forward, and they can feel just so real, and then they release. So just be mindful about this during this time, because you feel like, oh, it's never going to get there. There's just a fear, and it's been a low level hum in the back of your mind. So just be aware of this. A lot of people are going to have this during this time, Aries. So just be mindful of that as well when you're interacting with others, and there's like this fearfulness or this chaos or whatever, and you're like, where is this coming from? They're dealing with a lot of their own fears that they try to push back into their heads. So just be aware. Our subconscious tarot message is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is the hero knight. It's the white knight charging down. I always see it as the white knight. And it's from the book, The Night Circus, which is one of my favorite books. And here, the white knight comes in and saves the day. And that's going to be the case, and it's the snow. It's kind of like that purity of intention, that beauty, when it just snows and the world is quiet and the birds start singing and they echo off the snow. I don't know. That's one of my favorite times. Or when it's snowing and just everything is so silent, where you can usually hear all this noise, everything becomes so silent. Even in a city, I don't know. I love that. And so here with Knight of Swords, we are charging towards our dragons, our demons, the things that hold us back, that kept us small, and we're slaying them. It doesn't mean the slaying of dragons. I know people say, "Oh, why do we have to slay them? We can just embrace them." But when they hoard away our gifts and our blessings, we do have to slay that. So however you want to say it, however you want to visualize it within your mind, do so. But knowing that we're not hoarding away our gifts, like Smog. Is it Smog from Tolkien? I always get these references wrong. So let me know if I got that one right. But there's a sense here of releasing the poison from within us, negative words, thoughts that have followed us for quite some time, that we have come up with all by ourselves, comparing ourselves to other people, or that others told us to be mean and spiteful and hurtful, or just in passing without even realizing it. And then we're going to see ourselves ascending and awakening a part of us that we've been afraid to awaken. It's usually the sacred feminine energy. We do have that coming forward here with the High Priestess. So we're going to be very aware, very much stepping into our psychic, empathic, sensitive, energy, however that manifests in your life. But you're going to see yourself moving more and more towards a purpose. Like, you're going to be like, oh, this is where I needed to be. It's like, oh, this is what I love. It's like, oh, this. And it might be only for a fleeting moment. But if we look at those fleeting moments and say, oh, but this means something really big to me, that's going to be a very important thing. And we can see that fleeting moment and we can be like, okay, what was there? What was there? And kind of like try to pull it back to us. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of the holiday season, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and happy holidays. Bye.